and welcome to this edition of Onward with Sentry Commercial, and we have the Hartford Flavor Company with us today. We have Lelania and Tiffany from Hartford Flavor Company. I'll let them take it away. Usually this is, an industry-specific talk show, but we would like to switch it up and have a little bit of fun here with a new business coming to Pratt Street. So, Lelania, if you take it away.
Thank you so much. I
tell us a
appreciate
little
it.
bit about your story.
So, Hartford Flavor Company is a distillery in Hartford. It's the first distillery in Hartford in 40 years. We're very much about bringing booze back to the capital city. It's an organic certified garden-to-glass distillery where we make beautiful handmade liqueurs and vodkas and infused sugar-free vodkas. I started because I couldn't drink anymore because of all the chemical additives and artificial flavors and colors in alcohol. And I decided that was unacceptable. And so I made something that I could drink. They're clean, all natural, organic, gluten-free, GMO-free. And they mix beautifully at home. I'm kind of a home mixologist. And I designed it for myself first, where you can make beautiful, interesting cocktails. I generally like to have a lighter cocktail as well as a heavier cocktail depending on the event or the day of the week or the weekend. So I'll often do my liqueurs with a little bit of seltzer or soda and some fruit juice, maybe some fresh fruit on top, something that makes it easy and light. And then, of course, you can add your vodka in later.
Love it. Tell us a bit more about, do you mind, I would love your story that you had just told us about how I had read also online about your first experience making wine.
Yes.
At 8. And I loved the story about your grandmother who was sneaking gin drinks to you. Just the story that you had told us about, like how you got started, and you didn't.
Sure.
Yeah.
So after not being able to, I went through a year-long detox after I discovered that I really couldn't drink anymore. And I just kind of got rid of everything in my diet, including alcohol, tried to figure out what really the problem was. And about 8 months into that detox, I was like, you know what, life really is better with a cocktail, and I want one right now. And I had been making the cranberry liqueur for Christmas gifts. I'd always been crafty in the kitchen, and I said, you know what, I can make more of that recipe, but I want something unusual. So I went out into my garden and cut down some lavender and made the lavender liqueur. It was fantastic and unexpected, and brought the two flavors to a holiday party December 19th of 2013. And there happened to be industry people there, and they tasted it and said, oh my God, get this to market. You've got magic in a bottle. And my first thought was, crap, another thing to do. The kids had just getting ready to go to college, and I wanted a break from all of that world. And but my husband was like, yeah, booze, get me out of corporate. Let's do this. And I was like, no, because I'm going to do all the work. So I was like, nah. But a couple weeks later, it was my birthday, and I went out and that was the anniversary of the detox year, and I went out and I had a cocktail out, and I had one sip of that cocktail, and it immediately ruined my night. And that was when I said, if I don't do this, I'm never going to be able to have a cocktail out again. So this really is kind of my mad scheme to get booze everywhere that I can drink, and everybody's helping me.
Yeah, we're all benefiting from it. Well, I will start benefiting from it as soon as I start buying this.
Exactly.
And Tiffany, you are the director of operations for the new. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah. So Lelania and I crossed paths during her pursuit for the initial distillery restaurant event space, and we kind of had a very natural alignment with our interests and integrity of what we do as far as our work with myself being in hospitality and in the beverage world with tastings or teachings and education, and always making sure that the projects that I personally align with are of high standards, or people that really care about what they're doing, and it means a lot to me in order for me to be able to give my all to a project. So we figured out early on that we aligned, and this project is sort of the second sort of iteration of Hartford Flavor Company. So obviously being the distillery and the spirit and the brand, taking it sort of to the next level with this kind of expression of high-level hospitality, community, and some magic alongside of it. So really trying to just help mold or keep, keep on molding and directing that energy in a positive way that's positive and supportive of the brand, that gives an exceptional experience to our guests, and that we all are proud of. And that's what I think is really what I've been working on in my contribution to Lelaneia's work thus far.
So we're excited about this. So we're hopefully opening up in May.
Right.
I've heard it's beautiful, 11 shades of green.
Yep.
I love it. So it's a farm to table restaurant, creative libations, game lounge, which I love. Lelaneia described it as, a place for all the people who live downtown to come and be able to, have a drink, have an experience, and an extension of their living room, maybe.
Correct.
Right. So I really like that. And so will you, obviously the original location will continue to distill and create and have tastings and show and tours and all that kind of stuff as well?
The distillery is where we make the alcohol.
Yep.
And so that's never going to change. And the little tasting room that we have there, we give tours on the weekends. So it's a perfect little spot to come and see kind of how we make it, what we do in such a small space. That's really fun.
Yep.
But we've been becoming a lifestyle brand. We're so much more than just what we do. And with a lot of education in cocktails and being able to educate our consumers as well as restaurants about how to use the flavors, that we're ready to grow in this way and open up a farm-to-table restaurant down on Pratt Street. So it's taking that what we've been growing into and growing it more into this beautiful space where we have several different spaces. We have a thistle bar and a formal dining room and an event room.
Event space. That's That's very exciting.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's lots of different experiences. They can go there and have a different, go there 3 nights a week and have a different experience if you wanted to.
Okay.
Yeah, and from an events standpoint, I mean, we certainly have had a lot of inquiry regarding our event space. We have a gorgeous facility that can be semi-private, could be booked semi-privately or even full buyouts. We have a great relationship already established with the society room. We're really hoping to sort of bring a luxury experience into some of the neighboring hotel experiences and stuff. So we're really kind of trying to really blanket warmly the community with this sort of lifestyle brand, which is approachable but luxury, taking care of yourself, feeling special, feeling like you're experiencing something special. And so really thinking about how that can move beyond.
Another thing I think you and I had talked about too is that the rec. This is not just the offices of Sentry Commercial, but it is an event space that we have graciously allowed nonprofits and industry users to come. People have networking events here. They hold board meetings, information sessions, and we usually allow that after work hours because from 8 to 5 it is Sentry Commercial's offices. But we're constantly being approached, asked for caterers and bartenders, and because a lot of what they do is they have these people who give back to their nonprofits, and they want to have a fundraiser or stuff like that. And is that something that you guys
definitely
would partner, be available? That'd be really cool to have you guys in the space for that kind of thing as well.
That whole arm of the business is something we really want to grow and develop, just taking the experience outside of even those 4, 5, 6 walls, however many there are, and then bringing it into the community, really truly, seeing how we can expand on that through catering, through food and beverage. However that we sort of define that will probably vary, because we really want to place emphasis on curating really specific relationships and events and whatnot with our clientele. So it could be something here that's one thing, and it's something totally different that's somewhere else, but using food and beverage and hospitality as sort of that vehicle of relating.
Very cool.
We hope to bring something that's magic and different from your average caterer. So when you come and see the space, you'll start to understand what we really bring. It's attention to detail. beauty, unusually presented items. Of course, the food will be exceptional and lovely, but it's also how it's presented, and that means flowers. That means beautiful dishes. That means the whole environment. Cloth
Yes.
napkins instead of paper. That kind of thing,
Yeah.
to make it a real beautiful luxury experience.
I love the word that you guys kept using on your website, as far as the tastes of the liqueurs, unusual, right? And so I love that though, because unusual is also like amazing, right? It's fun, it's artsy, and so I kind of intriguing, right? And I feel like that's what this space is going to be.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's art meets cocktails meets
Yes.
out space to be in. The whole space, I'm treating it as an art installation. And so it's going to really have that feeling when you go in, and you'll see.
Very cool. Yeah. Lastly, I would love to hear about Pratt Street. Like, why? How did you choose Pratt Street? What do you guys see kind of happening there? There's obviously a lot of growth, and I think, like you said, at some point I had heard that it was 100% occupied, but potentially it's a little bit less than that now.
Right.
But yeah.
But Pratt Street is kind of the center of our city, right? And we've been waiting for it to become pedestrian only for years. And this north side of the street had been, kind of held for ransom for about 20 years. And so finally things are moving along, and spaces can have a chance to actually open there. And we want to be a part of Hartford. Hartford's in our name. Hartford is, where I live.
Yep.
And I want to be able to present something to the city that helps to transform it, helps to say, oh yeah, Hartford. It's got this and it's got that and it's got us, and we
Yes.
bring something to the table that helps to make that really special. And Pratt Street is where that's all happening.
Yeah, that's great. Awesome. Do you guys have anything else to add, or no?
No, we're
I'm
hoping
going to edit that out. Yeah, well, awesome. Thank you so much for coming today. Thank you so much for talking to the group. Thank you for
Thank
being
you.
on this my first edition of Onward series for Sentry Commercial, and we are so excited to see what you guys bring to Pratt Street. And everybody look to May. It will hopefully be open, and I can't wait to have events and bring friends there and
Oh, yes.
see you guys succeed.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
It was so kind of you to have us.
Yes.